What is up, party person? In this video, I'm breaking back out the whiteboard. I'm helping you as an insurance agent hit a $100,000 month with urgency and precision. Now, quick disclaimer, because maybe if you're new to the channel, first off, welcome. It's an absolute privilege to have you. My name is Mason Vandemeter. I am the founder of presoldout.com. If you have to sell on the call, you've already lost marketing shit. If you're a returning viewer, we'd love to have you here. Good to fucking see you again, my dear friend. You know it's serious when old Uncle Vanmeter gets the fucking whiteboard back out, and we're using purple today, my favorite color. So we're going to talk about hitting 100K months and the exact math and the formula to hit it. And as a quick disclaimer, because I don't know you watching this personally at any given point, and I have no clue what your aptitude is, what your skills are, what your mindset is like, I have no way in fucking hell of guaranteeing you that you follow my instructions verbatim and you do things that are required to get to 100K a month. I have no control whether you get in your head because it gets hard and you start dealing with imposter syndrome and then you give up. I have no way in hell of knowing what the hell you're going to do as another free human. So there's no earnings claims or anything like that. You go do whatever it is you want to do. But let's get back into it now. So if you want to hit 100K months, grab a sheet of paper. There's also going to be a calculator down below this. We're going to go in a linear fashion, meaning we're going to walk through each step. We're going to reverse engineer what it takes, how much you got to spend, and what you have to do step by step to hit your 100K month, either your first one or your next one. That's really irrelevant to me. So the first thing we're going to do is get your sheet of paper. We're going to need your calculator, anything like that. And we're going to factor in what is your average cash collected per sale. What is your average commission per policy you sell? For most people selling something like mortgage protection, let's factor in $1,000, okay? So let's factor in $1,000 average commission collected upfront per advance. If you're selling a $100 a month policy, after advance, I mean, roughly, it's going to be roughly $1,000. So let's just stick with that easy number. And what we're going to do, this is our goal. So write it down. This is our average cash collected. So whatever yours is, write that down, go back, transcribe the video, whatever you got to do. First thing we're going to do is take 100,000 divided by 1,000. And that's going to tell us how many sales that we need to make to hit the 100 grand in commissions. No, this is not premium written or any of that bullshit. Okay, this is straight fucking commission, motherfucker. Ready? So 100,000 divided by 1,000, easy math. We need to sell 100 people a $1,000 product to take home $100,000. We need to collect $1,000 per advance. So if you want to make it easier, you can sell 50 people a policy where you're going to get paid 2 grand in commission. But for right now, we divide this, and so you divide that number. So step 1, divide, and that's going to equal 100 sales. So what's next? All right, we're going to take this 100 sales and we're going to start reverse engineering. And if you're not doing this before you launch campaigns, or you've never done anything like this, like any type of predictions or any type of like spreadsheet reporting or mathematical models where you can look and predict what it's going to take, how much your average cost per lead can be, any of that stuff. If this is overwhelming, don't let any of your limiting beliefs get in the way, but you have to do this because it's either going to tell you what you have to spend to make this or how much you're going to lose to make this. And that's, you'll see what I mean later on. So without further ado, step 1, divide that, get 100 sales. Number 2, we divide the 100 sales by your close rate. Okay, so if I put you on 10 appointments, if I get you on 10 sales calls, how many are you going to close? The average agent, I believe the average agent should be closing anywhere from 30 to 50% of sales calls, and that's still measly, okay? For most of you out there watching this channel, you should be at well over 70% of your calls closing. For this example, we're going to be conservative because there's probably one of you on this specific video who don't fucking belong here, but no worries. I'm going to get you up to par where you will belong here. So we're going to divide the 100 sales by your closing rate. This is going to tell you how many people. So let's say your average closing rate is 50%. We're going to take 100 sales divided by 50%, or 0.5. So that's 200 sales calls that you have to run. So divided by 0.5, let's just say 50%, equals 200 sales calls that you actually have to run. All right, so that's step 2. Number 3, and if any point, like, pause this, feel free to do whatever it is you need to do. Just watch it all the way to the end, and there will be a calculator below. I'll show you what it is here in a second that will do all of this for you. But I recommend you learn how to do this shit, because on the back of napkin math, like, it'll save your ass sometimes and stop you from making stupid decisions. And when you know the math, that's all business is. It's a function of data. Money is just data, okay? If I spend this on Monday, how much do I get back on Tuesday, or next year on the same Tuesday, whatever. But you'll know with certainty, and you can make the best decisions, and you won't get caught with your freaking dick in your hands. All right, so 200, we're now going to divide this for step 3 by how many people need to show up. Okay, so what is your average show up rate? For those 10 sales calls that you book, this isn't even about the 10 people who show up. If you book 10 sales calls, how many people actually show up? For most people, that's going to be like 30 to 70%. It's such a wide spectrum because people's qualification game is absolute dog shit. I've got tons of videos on the channel. I'll put those down below if you want to make sure that your show up rate is like 80, 90%, sometimes even 100. So 200, we're going to divide this by your show up rate. So let's say 50% of people show up for their sales calls. So 200 divided by 50, that's going to 50%. It's going to be 400. Okay? So we're going to need, so let's just divide this by 50. Percent equals 400 people need to actually show up to a sales call. Okay, so that is your show up rate. So we're gonna have to book this to get 200 people actually on the call for you to close half of them. Are you starting to see how this reverse engineers and stacks up? So we're gonna keep going, and these percentages later will show you what to fix in your business. So we're gonna go where the biggest multiplicative effect is. So next, after show up rate, so we know we have to book 400 to get 200 to even show up for us to even pitch to. So to get those 400, we have to factor in how many people do you have to talk to in order to book an appointment. Now 400, let's say, what is the average agent? Like, if you're buying leads, you may book 1 out of 4 people. So if your booking rate is 25%, you book 25% of the people you talk to, 3 of those people are just essentially wasted, but you have to get the no's out of the way in order to get yes. So we're going to divide this by 25% contact to booking ratio. Now, 400 divided by 25%, what is that going to be? Like 12 or 1600? So 400 divided by 25%, 1600. So this means you're going to have to talk to 1,600 people. You're actually going to have to get them on the phone. That's not leads. That's just how many people you have to talk to. Okay? So you need to contact 1,600 people. Now, next is how many leads do you need in order to be able to make 1,600 contacts? Well, let's factor in the average lead to contact ratio in our industry is maybe something like, depending on where you get leads from, like in any of my ad campaigns, the contact rates are usually well above 60, 70% sometimes. The leads know who we are before we even call them. And here's the cool thing, we're the only one calling them. That's a big difference. Think about it. A lot of agents who buy leads, they don't realize, I didn't realize when I was buying leads until I had a mentor point this out. Mason, how much do you want to help families? I said, well, a fuck ton, man. I said, how much money do you want to make? A fuck ton, man. Like, what kind of stupid kind of question is that? He said, well, how would you feel if you knew you were hurting your customers? So what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Said, picture this for a second. You're a stranger who is laying in bed at night, and you see an ad that makes you think about your children and you not being here to protect them, and you wanted to, it's a life insurance advertisement, and you opt in just to get some information, and then you immediately get 3 calls at 8 p.m. at night when you're just laying down relaxing, and then you don't answer. They send a text and a voicemail and an email, and then the next day at work, while your boss is standing next to you, your phone starts blowing up again, and the boss looks down at you, and this time it's a different agent, and then 40 minutes later on your lunch break, you get another 6 calls from 2 other agents. By the time agent number 3 calls, I'm already pissed off as the person. It's like, how would you feel if you had 7 different random people calling you 3 times in a row, making you think it's urgent, and it's just someone talking to you about life insurance request? So I'd probably feel pretty pissed off. He's like, do you think it's good or bad if people are pissed off at an insurance agent? It's like, well, how is that relevant? He's like, have you ever had a bad experience with a fast food chain? It's like, yeah, McDonald's. I saw someone get a human fingernail in one of their burgers, and I will make fun of McDonald's, people who eat McDonald's, and people who take their kids to McDonald's if they're claiming they love them. And that one bad experience caused a huge negative connotation in me to go out there and bash it to hundreds of thousands of people. So when a normal muggle has a bad experience with one agent, they assume all insurance agents are the same because they all sounded the same on the reach out. It gives a huge guilty by association, negative connotation wrapped to the industry. They go to all their friends, life insurance is a scam. We're all pawn scum. We're all fucking dirty degenerates who will say whatever we have to say in order to make a sale. And when he installed that belief into me, it's like, by me buying leads, I'm funding the vehicle that's keeping me stuck like Chuck in a pickup truck. By me buying strangers' names in a CSV file full of hopamine, I'm actively getting fucked. And I'm telling the world I'm okay getting fucked. Because it's the easy way out, because I don't know how to do my own marketing. When that day changed my life, I encourage you to adopt a similar perspective. When you buy leads, you're causing the negative chain reaction. You're sending out ripple effects that fucks all of us. Okay, so the best way to combat that is to not combat it at all. Is to generate your own. That way those people never have that experience with you. You're the only person talking to them. That changed my life. Now, out of the 1,600 contacts, let's say out of the 1,600 people you actually contact, you book 1 in 4 out of them, but in order to get this many contacts, and you only contact 30% of the leads, what's 1,600 divided by 30%? So let's divide that. And you need to be factoring in whatever these percentages are for you. So 1,600 divided by 30% is 5,333 repeating. So let's just call it 5,334. Let's round up. So divided by 30%. Hello, Diamond. You being a good girl. So this is 5,334 leads we have to purchase or generate. Now the thing with this is, if you double this, you cut this in half, you cut your advertising cost in half, you cut your lead bill in half, and I'll show you what I mean. If you go from booking 25% of your leads to booking 50%, you only need half the amount of people to talk to. If you go from getting a show up rate of 50% to 75%, you cut this down by a fourth. You only need 1,200 leads, which once again cuts everything. Like, we're looking for where is the biggest impact I can have. And for agents out there, if you're not coming in and hitting the fucking books, buying programs, doing whatever you have to do to learn marketing, advertising, and sales, like, you're fucked. There's no fucking hope for you. I can't imagine coming into this talking about, I want to make $100,000 a month, I want to make $500,000 a month, and not being willing to be dumb enough to start learning marketing and fucking advertising. Naval Ravikant has a quote that I love. He says, "You only sell because you don't know how to market. It's one too many selling. The whole day of talking one-to-one to people that's fucking dead. You have to talk to categories of people and conglomerates. You have to talk to large groups to move the masses to want to work with you and engineer that demand. All right, but Naval's quote says, you only sell because you don't know how to market, and you only market because you don't know how to build a good product. I'll show you something here in a second. So we have to get 5,334 leads, and let's say if we're buying shared leads, there's a couple different avenues we can look at. Let's say the average shared lead cost $5, but we're competing with 10 other agents. So 5 times 5,334, that's $26,670 that we have to spend to get those leads. What that's not showing you is how much time it costs you. We're not factoring in labor on your time. If you're paying yourself $20 an hour, $50 an hour to dial those leads, and it takes you 2 hours to make a contact because these leads are trash, I don't think that's possible at that point. You have to pay fucking appointment setters and dialers. That $26,670, it ends up fucking you. All right, you end up getting shafted. The industry doesn't even tell you to bite the pillow. It's going in dry. It just fucks you. All right. So what else could we do? So it's 27,000 roughly for that. Next is, what if we're generating our own leads? 5,334, and our average lead cost is $20. $106,000. Mason, that's 4 times as much as what you just told me. Why am I spending $106,000 to make $100,000? Some of you would look at that and see this as a losing situation. I think it's awesome. I just got 100 fucking customers that are financially renewable assets that are going to give me money every year, and I'm going to expect 5 to 10% of their yearly income. If all of my customers on average bring home 100 grand, and I can expect 5 to 10% of that, I just gave myself an extra raise every single year by having those customers. So it's not that I'm losing $6,680, it's that I'm gaining 100 customers. Now, like I said, this is only because the math is fucking us right now. If we improve our percentages, if we go from 100 sales, if we double this, we cut everything in half. Because once again, we only have to talk to twice as many people because we doubled the price. If we tripled the fucking price, we cut everything by a third. There's different ways to play the game. But let's look at the weakest percentage. So 60%. If we start contacting 60% of the leads in order to get the 1,600 contacts, like, we just cut our advertising bill in half. We just cut it in half because we no longer have to have that many people. All right, and I'll show you what I mean. So let's just factor in the same numbers, 100 sales, but this time we close 70, let's just say 75%. So 100 divided by 75%, we only need 133 sales now. And out of the 133 sales, or out of the, not 133 sales, out of the 133 appointments that we have, our show-up rate is now 80%, so 133 divided by 80%. So that means we need to book 166.25, so 167 appointments. This many people show up. Now, to see how many we actually have to book to get 167 appointments to actually show up, let's say what would be a better percentage? So we're having to book 400 to get 200 to show up. We're now having to book, let's just say 70%. All right, so we need to run 133 sales calls. And we're going to close 80% of those people. We need to get 167 actually booked. And in order to get 167 people to show up for us to make 80% closing rate to actually get 133 sales, let's say instead of for every 4 people we talk to, we book 1, we book 2. So we now have a 50% appointment booking rate. So for every 2 people we talk to, we roughly book 1. So 167 let's just use 40%. Let's just be a little bit better right there. So divided by 40%. So we need to contact 418 people. So we need to talk to 418 people compared to 1,600. That is a huge fucking difference. We just cut our bill by like a fourth. All right, we cut it down to 25% of what it used to be. So 418 people. Now out of that, let's say we contact 45% of the total leads compared to 30%. So not a huge jump, still being super conservative. So 418 divided by 45%, that's 928 leads that we have to buy. Now at the same exclusive $20 lead price, that's $18,577. Same goal, different fucking math. All right, so by you having the skills to know what to say to people, and by knowing how to generate the leads in the first place, this becomes very predictable that, hey, I have a reasonable belief that if I spend this money and I get this many leads, I'm going to talk to 418 of them. I'm going to book 167 sales calls. Out of that, 133 sales are actually going to be made. Like, we just cut our bill down by 80%. It used to be $106,680. Now it's $18,577. And we could get even scrappier with this. If we got that up to 70% lead to contact rate, like, holy shit, man. You end up spending $8,000 to $11,000 to make the same 100,000. And if you're actually running, what does this break down to? This is all in a month. So if we broke that down weekly, 928 leads and 418 conversations that you're actually having, an average appointment booking thing goes what? 8 minutes. So let's just say 418 times 60 minutes divided by, so 418 times 60, or no, not 60, 418 times 8 minutes divided by 60. That's 56 hours you're spending on the phone just booking. 56 hours, and that's $10 a fucking hour work. Now, the 167 people actually showing up, let's say the average sales call is 40 minutes, because you're not going to close every single one of them. Some will buy quick, some are going to take a little bit longer, but on average, so 167 times 40 minutes divided by 60, that's 111 hours, plus the 56, so 167 hours of work, and 3/4 of that is spent actually selling. Now, if you're doing this, you are not going to be down here fucking booking your own appointments. You will be paying someone else $20 an hour, $10 an hour to come in and do this shit. Or maybe you have AI or fucking whatever. Or if you're a baller like me and you're fantastic at advertising, you can just get people to book straight onto your calendar and still be super qualified. That way the sales call is not designed to be turning into an education call. A lot of people will see this, go out there and just fucking throw money at it and say, Mason, these 133 sales is not coming as easy as something like organic. It's like you're comparing apples to fucking oranges. There's things that these people have to see, beliefs they have to have installed. So by the time they show up on a sales call, it's no longer a sales call, it's a confirmation call. It's giving them permission to do what they already desire to do. These people need to have certain beliefs installed. It is completely cold traffic. These people don't know you. Advertising is the only controllable way to grow your business, but these people will have a far higher likelihood of buying from you more than once and give you lifelong relationships compared to fucking buying leads. I didn't even do the math on how many hours it would take for 1,600 fucking contacts. Let's fucking do it. Let's see these fucking lead vendors' numbers hold up to this shit. 1,600 times 8 minute on average contact. Let's just say 5 minutes. Let's give the lead vendor some credit. Their dicks are smaller, so you just got to do this shit. So times 5 minutes divided by 60. 133 hours on the fucking phone. 133. That's just talking to them to try to book 400. We haven't even got to the 200 sales calls we have to run because our closing rate is fucking abysmal. If your closing rate sucks that fucking bad, there's going to be a program down below. Go check it out. It's called the Profit Framework, and then Rule of 100 to help you out with some lead stuff to get it from organic if you're having problems with that. So what this all comes down to is, one, how you generate the traffic matters, but also just having something to financially forecast. Like a forecasting model is going to give you certainty on what you have to do and what the fuck you need to fix. Okay? If my close rate's low and that's what's fucking all my numbers up, let's fix that. Let's learn sales from Mason, the best to fucking do it. If our show up rate is trash, let's go look at some show up rate best practices from Mason because he's the best at it. If we need to figure out how to get more people to book with us, we need to learn some more communication stuff and better questioning, better qualifying questions, better consequential finding questions. Let's go to Mason's channel. There's fucking tons of videos on here to help you out with all this shit. Even though both of these, like, it's not terrible, but I'd much rather be over here and be in the profit from day one because I can spend so much to acquire a customer. If all we're spending is $18,000, 577, let's just say our total bills a month are 25 grand. That's including software, everything, staff, whatever. Let's just say 30 grand. So we're going to take 100 customers divided by 30,000 divided by how many customers you got. So 100 that month. The average cost to acquire a customer would be $300 in that example. So it's pretty badass. It means if you wanted an extra customer, you just pull out a $300 bill. Now let's show you what this looks like on the actual calculator I'm just going to give you. Let's pull this up. Boom. All right. So this is called the Lead Machine software. I just built this. Real quick, I'll just show you kind of what it does. This is going to write all of your Facebook ads and all of your copy. It's going to launch your campaign for you. So it will just launch straight to your ads account. You don't have to know how to build all of your ads and all that stuff. You just type in, hey, I want to sell mortgage protection. Here's what my customer looks like. My software is going to go in, do everything for you, launch the campaign straight to your profile. If you're doing over 10 grand in commissions per month, ideally 20,000, and you want to check this out, there's a link to apply down below. I take on 5 agents a month, install this into their business, and we work on getting to this fucking goal right here. Okay, so hit 100K months. Like I said, no earnings claims or anything like this, but if you want to hit 100K months, you're going to have to pick up marketing and advertising. Shared leads, the profit margin is just not fucking there. Even if it is, you have no time left to enjoy it. So if you're above 10K a month, you just want the Lead Machine installed into your business, go apply down below. If you qualify, I'll let you know. So here's a free calculator that all of you can use though. You just come to calculator, it's going to tell you our monthly income goal. 100,000. Let's say the average commission per policy, 800. Our booking rate. So let's just say this is 40%. Show rate, 80 because I listen to Mason. Close rate, 80 because I listen to Mason. Target profit margin. I'd want to be at least at 60%. This is going to tell you how much you need to spend per day to get there, based on that cash collected amount. So 1,335 times 30, we're gonna have to spend 40 grand at this example. Now, let's say we wanted to do 2,000. Let's save these numbers. I should not have hit save those numbers. Okay, well, I just embarrassed myself on my own YouTube video, so I need to go fix the fucking code on this to have it dynamically update. But the point is, let's just say 45. Cool. So 1336, average commission per policy. Let's say we were selling something like fucking a nice, we were selling to business owners and we get $3,000 in commissions for that. Okay, I do need to go update this. So it'll be fixed by the end of this recording. I'm gonna go fix this literally as soon as this video is over. You can go laugh in the comments, but hitting 100K months, I just made it extremely easy for you. There will be some spreadsheets on shit down below in order for you to use that calculator. If you want to apply for my inner circle or apply for the lead machine to have it installed in your business, do all of your advertising for you, it'll go through, it'll do everything and launch the campaign. It'll manage the campaign. It'll switch out creatives. It'll give you video scripts. And this is what I use for all of my clients right now. So yeah, if you're a smart person, you know what you need, go do your thing below. Other than that, make sure you like, subscribe the video, and yeah, thanks for watching.